Checking out the controls and options in Zoom's Clips. Let's start by opening up Zoom, which is now called Zoom Workplace. Let's select Clips. It starts by showing the clips that you've already recorded. And clips are just videos created within Zoom. When you start a new clip, there are some options. Under Screen Share and Video, you can either have the default layout, which is the screen and yourself, or your camera recording you. You don't have to have the camera on at all. Just record a portion of the screen. Or you can just record yourself. Those are the options. I'll be using the first one, the default. And you can move this around. So any place you want. You can also, by selecting a corner, make this bigger. That's as small as it gets, but you can make this pretty much any size you please. Apologies, the picture gets better if you have proper lighting. Next, you have the selection of your microphone. The down arrow will show you all of the options available. It can be none, meaning no microphone, or if you have more than one choice, they all appear here and you make your selection. You'll notice mine is set to crisp. I use a program called Crisp to filter out background noises. Basically, my microphone is this one, but this is the microphone that I have selected in Crisp, which cuts out the background noise. Next is a selection of which camera do you want to use. It goes all the way from none, and then if you have more than one camera, they'll all show up in this selection box. Right now, the one you're looking at is Nexigo. I also have one other one that's hooked up, CCHD. If I select it, you'll see there's a change. That camera faces a different direction. But the one that I intend to use for this is my Nexigo 2K. And you have a selection of the size of video you're going to create. It can be either 1080p or 720p. Smaller, using less resources, and a smaller MP4 file when it finishes. I'll leave mine at 1080p. There are some other choices under Advanced Settings. Virtual background and avatar. Let's take a look. You'll see what I have now, but I can choose any of the items that are on here, starting with none, which just shows the camera and what it picks up as my background. And then I can pick anything I want of the ones that are here, or I can actually add something new for the background by using Managing Backgrounds. I can also mirror my background, which means it reverses right to left or left to right, depending on how you have it set. And let's go back to the one I originally had. You also have avatars, if you prefer not to be seen on screen as yourself. There are some avatars that you can pick, and you can make those your background. So now you have me as an avatar. There are several choices. Once you've made all of those selections, you have another choice: virtual background and avatar, layout and wallpaper, touch up your effects, adjust for low lights, touch up my appearance, and that will change what I look like, depending on the slider. Let's just leave it where it originally was. Under layout and wallpaper, again, I can be just here. I can appear next to the part that I record. I can be to the right side of it. I can be above it, or I can be below it. There's also some other choices for backgrounds. Or you can select none. This has built-in noise suppression. Stereo audio, let's turn that one on. Give you a stereo effect in the audio. One other setting is immersive mode. And when you turn that on, you'll see that you now only see me, nothing else. Let's leave this one on for the rest of the demonstration. And now that I've made all the changes that I intend to make, and as you can see, there are many changes available in Clips. And this is before you actually get started creating a clip. You also have one more thing to decide, and that's what are you going to use in Clips? What do you want it to record? One more setting change that I make, since I use Crisp to control my background noise and the noise filtration, it is not necessary for me to also have Zoom use noise suppression. So I turn this off. This is normally on by default. As far as what you share on your screen, when you get ready to say start recording, before you do this, remember you've opened up your Zoom desktop app. That's what you're looking at in the background. I selected Clips because that's what I'll be using, but this background window is still there. So you can close that window because you don't need it. Before you start your recording, you'll notice here that it says screen is what's selected. However, when you click on that screen, which is the default, you have options of other things that you have running in the background. In this case, it is the Security News Roundup. That's what I want. Next, hit the select button, and now I can start my recording. Take the image that you have, put it where you'd like to have it when the recording starts. So we take this and put it where we want. We can make it the size we want. Now we can start the recorder, and once I start, I'll start doing the narration. Here is my Security News Roundup for the week ending April 19th, 2024. Now I can pause it. I could then advance my slide. I can readjust this so it's where I want it to be and the size that I want it to be. Remember, the only thing it shows in the final recording is just myself. So put it where you want it. Once you're ready, resume. Palo Alto Networks released urgent fix for exploited PAN-OS vulnerability. I've again paused it, but that's how you use Clips. It's done in stages. Now, the only time I get away from Clips, because in Clips I can select exactly what I want recorded, whether it's a part of the screen, a specific app, or the entire screen. That's entirely up to me. And I can do lots of things within it, but to do the final editing, I still depend on ScreenPal because it makes editing extremely easy. For now, let's cut this thing off. I think you've seen enough of all of the different tools that are available in Clips, and the best way to learn how to use it is to start using it. In Clips, what your camera records, the position of where it's displayed, is pretty much predetermined by the selection you make at the beginning in your Clips settings. The only reason you see it here as being able to be moved to wherever I wanted is because I was using ScreenPal to do the actual recording. If you're using clips, you have the predetermined positions of the camera as I showed in the settings. Next, I'll show you a very small clip recorded directly within Clips that shows you exactly what I'm talking about as far as the position of the camera. Here is my security news roundup for the week ending April 19th, 2024. Palo Alto Networks releases urgent fixes for exploited PAN-OS vulnerabilities. As you can see, I selected camera above, and that's exactly what I got. There was no way to move that recorded image to any place else other than that preset setting. This is something that hopefully will still change. Enjoy! Stay safe, stay secure. I hope that helps. Thanks for watching and listening.